Process understanding is the first element necessary in beginning to determine how and where to optimize operations. So the process that we'll be tracking in this example is an insurance claims workflow, specifically in the property and casualty space. Now, once we understand how the claims process flows, where bottlenecks occur, where time is lost, we can begin to focus our efforts to re-engineer steps, retrain knowledge workers, or implement new technology in order to increase throughput and overall productivity. Now, this will be the first in a series of two videos, which will show us exactly how simply we can use the TimelinePI intelligent process mining solution to start to visualize our process in just a matter of moments. So I'll begin by pointing out to a file that's got some events for my claims workflow. Now, the key here is that we've got three data points that are necessary in order to get started with this analysis. A timestamp, which tells when any of the events occur, a timeline ID, which ties together all of the events in a claim instance into the same context, and an event name, which tells us simply what happened to the claim at that point in time. Now, apart from that, we've got some other fields related to the attributes of this claims process. Who was the adjuster? What state did it come from? The agent, so on and so forth. Now, once we load this data, we're very quickly shown a number of metrics designed to give us a better feel for how our claims workflow is operating, including, but not limited to, the average and range of duration, the number of events in our claim instances, along with the ability to calculate cost statistics, which tells us for the total number of claims we've uploaded, it's cost us $4 million to process with an average of $123 per claim. And lastly, what's the distribution of first and last events? Where are we most commonly both starting and finishing any one of these claims, and how does that break down across the board? Now, as I move into our timelines view, we'll take a look at the actual claims process paths that the tool has generated for us. So each one of these horizontal lines represents a separate instance of a claim. These icons represent events or steps that have occurred along the way. So the length of each one of these is proportionate to the elapsed time, so some span much longer than others. And we've also got empty spaces here in between certain events where you can see essentially nothing is happening and we're sitting and waiting for these claims to be processed. Now, by clicking on any one of these claims, I can get much more detail as to what's happened with this specific claim, in what order, and at what time. So here we're looking at timeline or claim number X, and we've got all of the different events which have occurred as a part of this claims process. When we had a first notice of loss, a coverage was confirmed, we assigned an adjuster perhaps, so on and so forth with associated time gaps. I've also got that attribute related data. So very granular information on each and every claim that I've uploaded my data for, until eventually it looks like, this claim was closed out. So you can imagine all of these different events could have, in theory, occurred on separate systems of record. We're not beholden to one single data source here. So this view is the composite life view across our entire organization of what this claim's life cycle looked like, pieced together into one singular view. So this gives us an idea at the level of depth that we can get to for each one of these process instances to start to understand what are our sub-processes that are most commonly and reliably happening together as a part of this process. Well, when total loss occurs, often it's followed by a salvage and injury claims, and when we require more information, additional information is received. So this is the idea, is to be able to show you the depth that we can get to with each and every claim broken out into this timeline analysis to give us details about exactly what happened, where did we lose time, and who was associated with it, and so on. So here we've seen the ability to very, very quickly go from uploading a data set, understanding some metrics about our claims workflow, and then drilling in to be able to pick out specific areas of any given claim and where we may notice discrepancies from our expected workflow.